And welcome back to ENG ENGINE. Let us discuss relative pronouns in this video. What is this relative pronoun? Let us see the definition first. A relative pronoun is a word that is used to connect a clause or a phrase to a noun or pronoun. That clause or phrase describes the noun. So let us understand this better with an example. He is the boy whom I met in the train. Here he is the boy. This boy is the noun. Now this is the remaining part of the sentence. This is the remaining part of the sentence. And this whom is the pronoun which describes this noun boy. Since this whom is the pronoun which describes the noun boy, this whom is called the relative pronoun. Relative pronouns are placed just after the noun they describe, and the clause so formed is called the relative clause. Now, relative pronouns are usually placed just by the side of the noun which they describe, and the part of the sentence which is followed by the relative pronoun, or the part of the sentence that is combined using this relative pronoun, is called the relative clause. So this part of the sentence is called the relative clause. Relative clause are of two types. One is the defining clause and the other one is the non-defining clause. Let us understand what this defining clause and the non-defining clauses are. First, with the defining clause. Defining clause give essential information about the noun and it cannot be removed. It gives very important information about the noun. Let us check the example for this. This is the dog that was hit by the car. So this is the dog. This is the part of the sentence. This dog is the noun. That is the pronoun, and this pronoun relates the dog. That is, it describes the dog which was hit by the car. So this is the relative pronoun and this is the relative clause. This part of the sentence, that is, was hit by the car, is very essential to understand the complete meaning. Now let us check what is non-defining clause. In non-defining clause, information is not essential to give an overall meaning to the sentence. Let us check this with an example. This painting, which I adore, is worth $1 million. Here this one is the noun. This which is the relative pronoun because this describes the painting which is the noun. Here this which I adore, even if this which I adore is not there, the sentence will give a complete meaning. This painting is worth $1 million. It gives a complete meaning, even if this part is not there. So this is called the non-defining clause. That is, the part is not very essential to give the overall meaning, whereas in the defining clause, this part is very essential to give the overall meaning. Let us see some of the common relative pronouns and to what they relate to or to what they define. The first one is who. Who is used for people. It replaces the pronouns I, we, he, she, they. Who is used for people. Now, it was Sam who broke the glass. Sam is the noun. And who is the relative pronoun? It describes the noun Sam. Next one is whom. This is also used to describe people but in the other way. Let us see. It replaces me, her or him. It replaces me, her or him. Here, this who is used to replace the subject and whom is used to replace the object. Now let us see a sentence for this. The man whom they found was sent home. Here the man. This man is the noun. Whom is the relative pronoun which describes man. This man whom they found was sent home. The next example. Whose. Whose shows the possession. Possession is the belongingness. I have a friend whose dog is caring. So, friend is the noun, and this whose shows the belongingness of the friend. Next is where. Where denotes a place. This is the school where I studied. Here, school is the noun. Where is the relative pronoun that describes school? The next one, which. Which is used to define an object or animals. The parrots which were in the cage were talking. The parrots is the noun. So which is used to describe this parrot, and so this which is the relative pronoun. Next, that. That is used to describe or define things. The maze that was on the table is broken. Maze is the noun. That relates this maze and describes this maze. When. It refers to time. Let us check the sentence for this. She could remember the day when her child first walked. So she could remember the day. So day is the noun which relates the time, which refers to the time, and when is the relative pronoun which describes this noun day. Well, to sum up, we understood what a relative pronoun is and how a relative clause is formed. We also understood the two types of relative clause and some common relative pronouns and what they define. Next, let us discuss how to combine sentences using relative pronouns in the next video. If you find this video useful, give a thumbs up and share. Also subscribe and hit on the bell icon. Thanks for watching.